Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back for some more racing tonight in the BSRF Belgian F4 Championship, sponsored by Auriga Racing. It's time for round 3, and this time we are going to Brazil at the Autodromo José Carlos Space, also known as Interlagos, an incredibly fabulous circuit with some very fast corners and some very important points to win tonight. Just as you know, the championship is divided into an amateur and a pro class. This means that we will witness 2 races of the amateurs first, and then we'll switch to the pro races. Currently we are past halfway in the qualifications, and it is race winner Julien Masson in pole position, currently 6 tenths ahead of Laurens de Vlier. Next up we have Van der Smissen, Gabriels and Hendricks, all within less than a second of each other. Also Julien Van Leeuwen, that is in 6th, and Johan de Gent. Everyone is very close to each other in terms of lap times. Let me show you the times. I think that will be a little bit easier. So it's 1:34.7 for Masson, and then all the way up until Serge Dendas are within a second. So that's a top 10 within a second, which promises some exciting racing. Also further up ahead, I see almost 10 drivers in the 136s, which looks very promising. Still 6 minutes left on the clock. That gives us enough time to have a view at the championship standings. Currently it's Rune Bobaars moving up into first, and Stefan van der Smissen into second. A big advantage of Bobaars, more than has an advantage of 15 points, and then van der Smissen 15 points ahead of Masson. Further down we have Bastien van Rijkegem, followed by Christophe de Leek, Gabriels, Collin and De Vlieger. Stingelhammer with 106 points in 9th, and then Donovan Hoyoa 101, good for a P10 in class. Further up, François Agnesens, Tricot, Hendricks and Liber, that's the top 15. Followed by Dundas, Dutrieux, Julien Van Leeuwen, that will be, yes, Van Leeuwen, Tim Simon and Giet Naga. 35 entries in the AM standings, but currently 25 present. It's still a holiday, of course, so that means that some people need to take a day off or two once in a while, and they are excused because there is a drop round in this championship, so you can miss one round without affecting your scores. Let's have a look at Masson, currently on the track. Oh, he won't be for long. There goes Laurens de Vlieger instead. Interlagos is a pretty short circuit. It's 4.3 kilometers with 15 corners if you count the last 2 ones, but it's the third to last one that is the really most important corner of the circuit. That's the corner where the race can be decided at the end. Sometimes it's good to be in P2 at the last lap, because turn 12 really is one that you need to nail in turn to gain some positions. Also, a very nice first section, turn 1 and 2, the Senna S. Exciting downhill S turn. And another fun fact about the track is that it is one of the few circuits that runs anti-clockwise. Most of the layouts are clockwise. Think of Circuit Zolder, think of Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps. We do have a circuit in Belgium that goes anti-clockwise, and that is Circuit Jules Tacheny, or also known as Circuit Mette. 2-kilometer circuit in Wallonia. Very exciting to drive on, especially with low-powered cars. An F4 car, I don't think it will have much fun, but we can give it a try. Unfortunately, I am alone tonight. Normally Simon would join me, but our thoughts and prayers go to him and his family because of the loss of his father recently. So that's why he's excused, and it's just me by myself. So thoughts and prayers to the family. And yeah, I don't know really what to say much. It's always, it hurts. But nonetheless, we will go racing tonight, and we will try to make it exciting as we can in the memory of his father. One and a half minutes to go on the clock. Still Masson in pole, then De Vlieger, then Van Leeuwen. Putting down a 135.328, just 200 shy of Laurens Vlieger. And 300 faster than Van der Smissen. It's a 20-minute race, followed by another 20-minute race with a reverse grid. Only the 8 first positions of race 1 will invert on the grid in race 2. So that means if you finish in P8, you will start on pole in race 2, which can get quite exciting, and is also a very strategic thing. The 8th position is very important to have, or higher, of course, because that means more points. Let's have a look on board with Laurens Vlieger. No, not with Laurens Vlieger, because he seems to be having some issues. There's 10 seconds left. I'm not sure who will be able to finish another lap. Let's have a look. I don't think anyone will, because after 20 minutes it will be a hard stop just like this one. And that means that we know the grid of the race. And I will be able to show you in just an instance. And there we go. Julien Masson, pole positions, starts next to De Vlieger. Next up is Van Leeuwen and Van der Smissen, followed by Gabriels and Hendricks. Row 4, De Gent and Stingelhammer, followed by Van Rijkegem and Bobbaars. Next up, Dendas in P11 next to Cordisco. There we go. Dutrieux and Agnesens. 15 is Veltes and Colin. Next up, Thijssen and François. In P19 is Eric Loire, and P20 is for Andy Schommers. Further down we have Hoyoa and Lodzi, followed by Van der Steen. Is that Brent van der Steen and Christophe Stallaert. And last but not least is Tim Simon. The cars are lining up on the grid. Still, a couple of drivers are missing. They have a couple of seconds left, 30 seconds left before they need to join the grid. Otherwise, they will need to start from pit lane. David Lodzi already having a lot of support in the chat by Daniel Lodzi. Feel free to share your support with all drivers in chat. The engines are starting to rev. And there are the lights going on. Julian Masson in pole position takes a good start with a bit of wheel spin. Let's see what Laurens de Vlier can do. Is he going to take the inside of the corner? It looks like he will have a window. He's going to the inside. Yes, he does. He makes the pass on Julian Masson, it seems. But Masson is still on the inside now. Let's see. I think de Vlier has the better line and takes a pole position away from Masson. Further down, Van der Smissen getting past Van Leeuwen as well. Looks like the inside line is the preferable line to start off from. Masson trying to make a move, but pulled back. Now he does seem to have an opportunity. Has more overspeed. Goes to the outside of the corner now. Is he ahead? It looks like he's ahead. Yes, he is ahead. Very nice overtake from Julien Masson. It was clear already in the qualifications that he had a lot of pace, so it looks like it's going to be a very interesting race from him, and de Vlier will really have to get everything together to pull back into the slipstream of Masson, because he's already pulling 6/10 ahead. Gabriel's now making the pass on Van Leeuwen as well, but Van Leeuwen is still on the inside. Let's see if Van Leeuwen can try to get it back. And here they are at turn 12, important turn to nail. But it's going to be Masson still in first after he took it back in sector 2, pulling a gap of 8/10 already on Laurens de Vlier. Then we have Gabriels and Van Leeuwen. Is Van Leeuwen going to the inside? It's a mistake. He's going. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I think Van Leeuwen was involved there, but it wasn't him causing the incident. We'll have to look at the liveries later. Now we're looking at Masson, de Vlier, and Van der Smissen. Gabriel's in 4th, Bastien van Rijkegem now in 5th, but he's not going to have it easy because he has 5 cars behind him, all within the slipstream. I think it was Nathaniel Stingelhammer also involved in the cause of the accident. I'm not sure. We'll have to have a look at it later. Lots of meatball flags, lots of people in the pits right now. I think there's 5 cars in the pit lane. That's not a good thing. Masson still in first. De Vlier, Van der Smissen and Gabriels. Next up, Van Rijkegem. He did manage to pull a gap on de Gent, but then de Gent has Bobbaerts right on his tail, and Bobbaerts is not going to give in on this one. He won a race already in this championship, and he's going to want to take more. Oh, he opens the window for, was it Dundas? Everything's fine, it looks like. We have Agnesens fighting in the middle, in between Thijssen and is it Dundas? Yes, it is Dundas. Oh, a little bit of contact. I was just looking at the other screen, so I don't know who touched who, but I did hear it. Sorry about the position overview. I turned it off in the first lap because it can get quite chaotic, but I did turn it on a bit too late. My apologies. Oh, more contact. Who is it? I think it's Eric Loire and was it Christian? Yes, it was Collin. Eric Loire and Collin making contact, dropping Collin to 17th. There goes the top 3. Van der Smissen getting really close with Gabriels, who is trying to make his way into the top 3 after his teammates de Vlieger. I know they've been training together, and De Vlieger is really fast, so I must assume that Gabriels is going to be very fast as well. But he does make a little mistake in the braking zone. It's a downhill braking zone, so it's definitely not easy. And was it David Lodzi going out? No, it was not David Lodzi going out of the pit lane, but he did drop back, unfortunately, due to the incident. We will try to get a review on that later on. Of course, it will be treated by race control. I will not judge it, but it's always nice to have another look at it to get things into perspective. Cordisco making the pass on Veltes for a moment there. Some movements between Dutrieux and Tesse. Let's see what Agnes is going to do. Agnes was coming up real fast. Let's see if he can enjoy the slipstream on the straight and make a move towards the... Oh. Did I hear something else? I think I heard some contacts. No. Dutrieux has too much advantage of the slipstream he has on Tesse, and that's not good for Agnesens. Then that's getting past the Ghent and gives the position back by racing from both. Lots of space, no contacts. Dutrieux is going to have to go defensive to Agnesis, maybe because Agnesis is reeling him in again, and he has to try and make a move before the straight, I think, or he has to get a lot closer in order to benefit more from the slipstream. But it looks like Dutrieux is quite fast in this sector. In the meanwhile, I will go and have a look if I can find the incident so we can have another look on it. Let's have a look at it right now. This is Stingelhammer on the inside in yellow. Goes too hard, gets some oversteer and knocks out Lodzi and excuse me, I'm looking Hendricks, Laurent Hendricks. Very unfortunate, but those things happen. Gent and Dendas keep on fighting for P7. Now it's Dendas, but not for long, because there comes the Gent on the inside. Now he has to take enough advantage. Yes, he's already right past him. Dendas could try to go to the inside, but that's not always the best move in this corner. Look how Dendas tries to pull a gap into the next braking zone. Oh, there's a car standing still. That was Nicolas Gabriels. Nicolas Gabriels jumping straight to pits. That might have been a good move because he saw the two guys fighting and coming straight at him. So that could have saved his car, but it is going to ruin his race because now he needs a tow and maybe a repair. I don't think he hit something, but you never know what happened off screen. Let's have another look at front. Masson coming through the start-finish straight for the 6th time, followed by De Vlieger. But it's not De Vlieger behind him. De Vlieger is 4 seconds behind. So yeah, Masson did really pull a big gap. That is Nathaniel Stingelhammer involved in the incident earlier in the race. That is behind him. And then we have De Vlier. Let's go back to the battle here. Tess in the middle between Dutrieux and Agnesis. Is he yeah, he's going to go to the inside. Goes back to the outside. Tries to stay connected because he has Agnesis right on his tail. Halfway through the first heat of the night. 3.5 heats to go. And Tess is staying close and close as he can to Dutrieux. Dutrieux trying to take a little bit of another line, maybe a little bit too late on the brakes. Maybe Tessa just wants to play it differently. The gaps are back at half a second. Here we have Julien Van Leeuwen after starting in P3, now currently in P24. That's devastating. He will need to get it together for race 2. You can always be unlucky, but the points are important tonight. He's going to be under the attack from, is it Stommers? No, it is Stallard. Oh, I'm sorry, it was Van Leeuwen making the pass on Stallard. Very sorry about that. Further up we have Hendricks in 22, trying as well to recover from the incident. Cordisco going to the outside, letting Oyoa past, it almost seemed like. But he is staying close. He's going to the inside now. Is he going to make the move? Oyoa goes wide enough to give Cordisco the space. Cordisco still on the inside. Oh, some wheel lock from Oyoa, and that means position for Cordisco, and it was, I think, François having a little spin on the track. And Christian Collin trying to benefit from the situation. He's back at his starting position, but he doesn't want to climb up into the top 15. I do see some off tracks coming into the timing, so that means they are gathering some incident points, and they have to be careful because they will get a penalty if they go over the limit of 10 incident points. Six more minutes left. Let's see what Christian Collin is going to do. Oh, he had a little bit of a wiggle. He did get really close to François. Let's see if he can do something to upset François. Seems like Collin did have a little bit of contact already. You can see it by the look of the nose on the car and the front spoiler on the right side. It's a little bit crooked, so I hope that doesn't affect his aerodynamics too much, because he needs those on a track like this. In the top 3 we still have Masson, De Vlieger and Van der Smissen. Bastien Rijken currently in 4th, 2.3 seconds behind and missing out on the podium. been another crash. Let's have a look. Eric Couloir had a crash. He's driving in sector 3, I think. All by himself. Some oversteer. Tried to correct it, but it was too late. Those cars are really hard to control once they are wanting to spin. But he gets on the road again and only loses on one position to Team Simon. Here we have the other battle fighting for P8, an important place to have in this heat because it will promote you to pole position in race 2. So that's currently for Fabrice Dutrieux with Agnesis and Thijssen trying to take it away from Dutrieux. But they're first going to have to battle it out because Agnesis is only 2/10 ahead of Thijssen, and that means he cannot sit comfortably because the 2/10 are decreasing now. 1.7 tenths, 1.6. It's going to be 1.5, 1.4. It's decreasing so fast. He is certainly going to make a move or try to upset Agnesis. Oh, that was a bold move on the inside, and that's contact. That's contact between Dutrieux and Thijssen. Dutrieux on the outside, Thijssen on the inside. Didn't really know where to go, I think, because Agnesis was already besides Dutrieux with a very, very late braking move and did make it work, which is not easy at all in the downhill braking zone. But that means he gets promoted to P8. Sébastien Veltes trying to make the pass on Thijssen now, and he does so. Now he has to watch out in braking zone because Thijssen can go really late on the brakes. And that's side-by-side racing. Wow, almost wheels interlocking. Interlocking. It looked like, and it is Thijssen taking P9 again from Veltes and Dutrieux in P11 right now. Very unfortunate. It should not have happened. There they go again on the straight. Veltes can have a go now on Thijssen because his interval is decreasing now, less than. Yeah, they're just side by side now. Veltes in front into the braking zone, goes to the inside and manages to easily take the position. He was perfectly placed for the move, and Thijssen could not do anything about it. And we'll have to try and do the same, but very soon because we only have 90 seconds left in this race, and that means that this will be the penultimate lap. Gabriels, after starting P5, now in P20, unfortunately, after he had to jump to pits, possibly to save himself from damage, but it was an unfortunate spin. Shit happens. Let's give our winner some more screen time because we haven't seen much from him apart from him driving away from the rest of the pack. 6 seconds ahead of the Vlieger, 8 seconds ahead of Van der Smissen, and almost 11 seconds in front of Van Rijkegem in P4. He's taking the white flag. See the white flag being waved, and that means it's the final lap of the race. If Julien Masson manages to take it home, which I think he will, he gets another win to his name and will start in P8 in the next heat. Tess is still behind Veltes, so he does know now there is a white flag, so this is the last lap of opportunities. He will get 15 corners, now 13 corners left, or 12 corners left to get on P9 again. P8 will not be feasible. Loire getting a last minute pass on Lotzi, it seems, on Simon, it seems. There we have Tim Simon battling, but not for position, with Julien Van Leeuwen currently in 24th. But it is time to go to the race winner, already swerving around the track, celebrating his win. It's Julien Masson starting from pole position, slightly losing out on De Vlier and then gaining it back immediately and driving away for the rest of the race. De Vlier taking P2 6 seconds later, followed by Van der Smissen, then Van der Rijkegem and Bobbaars. Second, Dendas, Agneses in P8. Agneses will start from pole position. Then we have Veltes and Tassen also swerving around the track. That's the top 10. Next up, P11, Fabrice Dutrieux, Van der Steen, François, Colin and Cordisco. Cordisco just missing out on the top 15. Further up, we will have Eric Loire, but he is still battling with Tim Simon. Is Tim Simon going to make it happen right before the line? They do seem to be teammates, so maybe he did. I'm not sure. Then it's Lotzi in P19. Gabriels from Eagle Speed Academy Esports. It does seem that Simon got the position over Loire at the finish line, but I think Loire went in the brakes to give his teammates some more points. Nothing illegal about that. And that's everyone coming in. There we have the results of Heat 1 once more. There is a small break of just a couple minutes. Gives me enough time to do a pit stop as well. I will be back within just a couple minutes to go over to Heat 2 of tonight of the amateurs, and after that we will switch the broadcast again, but to the Pro Championship. So stay tuned for some more racing in just a couple of minutes. Cheers! Welcome back everyone to the BSRF Belgian F4 Championship sponsored by Auriga Racing. It is time to go racing again. In just 10 seconds the warm-up will finish and then we'll go onto the grid formation and have a go at another race of 20 minutes. Agnesis will take the pole position and that I will be able to show you in just a second. And there we go. Agnesis and then Das on row 1, followed by De Gent and Bobbaars. Then it is Van der Rijkegem and Van der Smisse, followed by De Vlieger and Masson, race 1 winner. Next up we have Veltes, who just missed out on the top 8, next to Thijssen, and then Dutrieu and Goya. Then we have Van der Steen and François. Next up is Colin Cordisco, Simon and Loire, and then Lodzi and Gabriels. Everyone is lining up on the grid and that means it is go time for race 2. And there we go, some wheel spin from some good start from Agnesis. Then Das is going to have to go defensive to De Gent because De Gent has a good outside line. Now let's see if he can move it to the inside in the next corner. Yes, he does, and that's probably a position gained for him. Same goes for Van der Rijkegem and Van der Smisse, but he does stay the same. No, he does get the lose the position to Van der Smisse still, but not quite, because we are going up to the next turn and that's going to be a heavy braking zone. Oh, some contact between the Auriga cars. Van Rijkegem going off track. And then Veltes on the inside of the Vlieger. Let's see what he can do. The Vlieger has the inside line. Maybe the Vlieger brakes late and tries to threaten Masson. There they go on the inside line now. Late braking from the Vlieger. But now Masson will have the inside and that's a big advantage for him. Oh, Veltes on the inside of the Vlieger. Let's see what they do. Lots of things happening on track, but no contact, it seems. That's almost right in the ass of the Vlieger. And now it's the Vlieger going on the attack. Agnesis is still in P1. Bobbaars moving up 2 spots into P2. I want to go to the front, but this is just too exciting. Veltes on the inside now. Now it's a Vlieger on the inside, but I think maybe Veltes still has a good line. Yes, he has. And Thijssen is watching it all, trying to learn from it, trying to maybe threaten the Vlieger. Now on the inside, he does seem to be side by side, but now not anymore. The Vlieger can move to the inside. Is he going to make a move on Veltes? Yes, he is. He tries to push Veltes a bit to the outside, but with respect, lots of place. Further up, we see a switch as well between Das and De Gent. Right behind them is race winner Masson. Let's have a look. Masson and Veltes completely side by side on the exit. This will give an advantage to Veltes because Veltes has the opportunity to get a good exit speed. Masson moving up into 6th. De Vlieger not quite there yet. He moved down to P9. But he watches the guys in front battle, and that will lose them some time. There they go down the Senna S. Siding downhill. Royal moving up into the top 10. Past Van Rijkegem and François. Oh, something happened there because Hoya just lost 2 positions to Van Rijkegem and François. Now another one to Gordisco. Made a mistake and now will have to recover from it. Bruno Bobars, 3/10 behind Agnesis, trying to upset Agnesis, making nervous. There's 16 minutes, 15 minutes and a half left in this race. That's plenty of time to make a driver nervous, and the best way to do it is just to stay really close to him. Cola making the pass on Gabriels. Too close for comfort. Gabriels and Cola. Now they are going to be threatened by Hendricks and Van der Steen. It's going to be a 3-wide battle. Cola watching it all in his review mirror, but not for long because the guys are getting closer and closer into the braking zone, into the Senna S. There goes Van der Steen side by side with Hendricks. But it's not enough. Now he has to watch out because I think it's Gabriels who is on the inside and will be into the 15th place. Bobars made the pass on Agnesis. We missed it, but I think we will have to have another look back at it. Don't seem to find it, so we'll have to do with this for now. Van der Smith 3/10 behind Agnesis now. Bobars pulling 4/10 ahead. Further down we have De Ndas, followed by Thijssen, De Vlieger, then Masson and De Gent. Seems like there was a little bit of mistake of a driver in front, not Masson, but ahead of the pack. I think it was maybe Thijssen, maybe De Ndas. Hard to see, but a good exit line from De Gent. It's a contact, it's a big contact between De Gent and De Vlieger. Masson got away perfectly fine, but De Vlieger did not. Yep, De Vlieger dropping back to P15 with no rear wing. I hope he knows that because the car can be really tricky to drive like this. De Gent as well dropping to P17 with a damaged front wing, but not too much damage overall, it seems. Probably the steering wheel will be a little bit... No, it's straight. He got away with it. But De Vlieger definitely did not, and he will have to go to pit lane to get the repair. Peltis as well in pit lane. I think he was involved in it as well. a crash from David Lodzi, fan favorite in the chat. Let's see what he did. David Lodzi from Auriga Racing, trying to chase. I'm not sure who he was, but yeah, that's an unfortunate mistake. Happens to the best of us. Have a look at this. Bobas and Van der Smissen now battling for first place. Oh, Van der Smissen getting close in the braking zone. He will give Bobas the challenge he deserves. Thijssen and Masson. Masson now to the inside, trying to make the move on Thijssen. And that would put him in 5th position, but not yet. Getting closer, getting closer. What is Masson going to do? He's going for the inside. That would give him quite a good advantage into T1. Let's see now with the side draft if Thijssen can get closer again, because Masson is ahead now, but yeah, not for long it seems. Thijssen moving fully side by side. Let's see who breaks latest and goes first into the corner. Ah, Masson. Then Thijssen and Van Rijkegem trying to make the move as well, but he didn't get close enough. Le Simulateur Berrichon asking what happened to Fabrice Dutrieu. I saw a crash from him coming in as well. I will show it after this battle cools down. There goes Van Rijkegem past Thijssen. Masson comfortably 5/10 ahead now. Cordisco and Hendricks side by side as well, battling for P10. Cordisco just made past Hendricks. That's a close one. Almost the front wing straight into the left rear tire. What? I think I missed it. I was just looking at the screen. I'm sorry, guys. I hope you guys saw it. In the meanwhile, we will go to the crash with Fabrice Dutrieu. Let's see what happens. He is... Oh, that's a contact! Oh, sorry. I will show it to you again. That's Fabrice Dutrieu in front. Ah, contact with the number. Is it 144? That's Eric Loire. Very unfortunate. Should not have happened, Eric Loire. I think it was a bit too enthusiastic, but that's nothing to do about it at this point. But now you know what happened to Dutrieu. Royois and François side by side. Royois outside, Dutrieu, François inside. François making the move, but Royois comes back. Now on the outside, let's see what he can do. Can he go late on the brakes? You can stay side by side here in the corner, but he does give it up to François. So François getting into P8 again. 7.5 minutes left on the clock. Come on, guys. Van der Smissen is still 3/10 behind Bobas. Agnes is 1 second behind Van der Smissen. Let's have a look at what happened earlier with Cordisco. Here we see Cordisco driving in front, maybe some contacts. Let's see. There was contact with Hendricks. I'm not sure whose fault it was. That's not for me to decide. That's for race control. Unfortunate shit happens. Let's move on. 6.5 minutes left on the clock. Let's go to the leaders now. Bobars, 2 tenths ahead of Van der Smissen. Van der Smissen is not letting go of Bobars. Agnesis manages to keep up, but he's going to have to drive faster than that in order to make his way up further into the top 2 and maybe taking the win. It is still possible. And here we have Hendricks, another position switch. Hendricks getting past Hoywa, moving him up into P9. Oh, François disappearing there for a second. There he is back again. And back to the leaders, Van der Smissen. Good slipstream from Van der Smissen. Less than a 10. Now side by side. Van der Smissen chose for the outside. Let's see what he can do. Bobars goes late on the brakes. It's too diff. You cannot really make an undercut there. So maybe now is the time to make a move. We've seen lots of moves happening into this corner. They're driving so close to each other. I hope they know what they're doing. That's contact. But it is all fine, just side by side, some wheels touching, no damage. Van der Smissen moving up into first. That's the move on Bobars. Is Bobars going to make an offensive move now? Is he going to go for it? No, he goes to the outside. Van der Smissen takes the inside. You can go side by side, but it is difficult at full pace. Sometimes it's better to give in and to put your bet on turn 12 right before the kind of straight. Nice move from Van der Smissen, well done. Bars did get a win last time, so he will not make it easy for Van der Smissen. 4 minutes left on the clock, so that means there's probably 3 or 4 laps to go. Let's have a look at race 1 winner Masson. He is now chasing Serge Dundas. Less than a 10th. So let's see what he does. He goes to the outside. I wanted to show this cam, but it wasn't necessary because he was already fully side by side, but not passed yet because Dundas now has the inside, and that's the better position you want to have. Look at Van der Smissen, he did it last round too, and it paid off because he's now the race leader. Masson later on the brakes. Can he close the door? Yes, he can, and he does so. Hendricks moving up another spot into P8 it seems, but it's not over yet because François had the inside line there, and that puts him back into P8. Nothing lost for François. Strong race from Hendricks, gaining 13 positions after starting P22 with some bad luck from Heat 1. Now let's have a look at Van Rijken. He's chasing Thijssen, 2 tenths. And then we have a back marker right behind him. And that is Fabrice Dutrieux, who was involved in a crash earlier after his contact with, I think it was Eric Loire. Some more position switches up front, it seemed for a second, but no, Van der Smissen is staying ahead of Bobars. Bobars had a good slipstream, but it was not enough. Agnesis, in the meanwhile, he's found the connection to the leaders, only 3 tenths behind Bobars, and that puts him in a good spot because there's 1 minute 45 seconds left. That means one more lap after this one. And the battle between Francois and Hendricks continues. Now it's Francois still. In P7 he gained one. Dingelhammer now going side by side with Tassen and making the move. Closing the door, staying ahead. That's what you need to do. Oh, a close one from Tassen. Just a little bit of wheel lock, and that's not what you want there, because now Colin is set up for the move on the inside. Now we look at the leaders again, because they will pass the start-finish line for the last time before the standings are final and the races for the amateurs are over. Van der Smisse inside, Bobbaars outside. Difficult place to do it unless you do it in the braking zone. Bobbaars getting close, too close. Moves to the outside now, interesting move. Let's see if he can go really late on the brakes. It is possible. Wow, that's close. Yeah, Bobbaars going a little bit wide, but he had to. There was not enough space to stay in the middle of the track. Is Van der Smisse going to keep in first? No, he goes to second now. Bobbaars moving up into first, but it isn't over yet. Just like I said, the race is only decided after you pass the start-finish line, and there is an important turn coming up that sets you up for some good straight line speed, but Van der Smissen is losing out a little bit. Bobbaars is going so fast, the guys cannot keep up. There is some position changes behind as well. Francois had a crash. Anthony Francois had a crash in the final lap. That's horrible. That's not what you want at all. And there they go. Bobbaars is going to take the win, but it is not decided yet between Van der Smissen and Agnesis. No, I think the gap is a bit too big. So this is the top three of tonight's second race. Bobbaars, Van der Smisse, Agnes, and then Masson after starting P8, coming back to P4. Dendas, and then Van Rijkegem. Now it's Hendricks' turn to cross the finish line. He will do that in 7th place, followed by Hoyoa, Stingelhammer, Andy Schommers, Christian Colin. Colin in 11th, then it's Francois and Cordisco. Van der Steen coming in 14th, and then it is De Vlieger. Not the best of races, he had some bad luck I think, but he will make up for it next time, followed by his teammate Gabriels, and then is probably a YouTube fan favorite, David Lodzi. He had lots of support in the chat, so that will motivate him more than enough to get practicing for next round, because we still have 2 rounds to go, one at Fuji. And let's see what the other one was. I forgot it for just a second. It is Watkins Glen. And then there is a track vote as well. Lodzi, De Gent, Stallard, then Thijssen. Thijssen coming in 20th. Dutreux in 21. 21st. And there goes the Jan Thijssen's car. And that's everyone coming in. Let's show you the results real quick, and then we will have a short break because I need to change servers and go to the Pro Championship. So please do not go anywhere. I will be right back with you in a couple moments, and then we will have 2 times 20 more minutes of intense racing. Thank you all for watching so far, and I will see you soon. Welcome back everyone to the BSRF Belgian F4 Championship sponsored by Auriga Racing. We are back for some more racing after 2 intense heats of the AM class. It's now time for the pros to step out of the pit lane and try to make as much points as they can tonight at the Brazilian Interlagos circuit. As I said before, it's a very exciting track, especially with these F4 cars. So we are very much looking forward ahead to this race. Currently 16 drivers on the track trying to get the fastest time they can in the qualifying. It's currently Jentel van Thiele on pole position with a 1 minute 34.9, only 100th of a second faster than Julian Sorvillo, and next up it is Hermans completing the top 3. 15 minutes to go, so plenty of time for the drivers to put down the fastest lap time they can, and that will put them on the grid for the first heat of tonight. While we're at it, good opportunity to have a look at the championship standings. These are the championship points from race 1 and race 2. Do not forget there are 6 rounds in this championship, and only 5 of them will count towards the points, and that puts Jentel van Thiele currently as a leader of the championship, 17 points ahead of Vince Peters, and then again a couple more points ahead of Aaron Ferrazzano. Ferrazzano moved up 2 positions with 137 points, going past Kenny Hermans and Gauthier Fagnan-Polis, also known as GFP. As he said, we can call him because he doesn't have the easiest of names, so GFP. It's a bit like SVJ, why not? Robroek in 6th, moving up 1 spot with 127 points, getting past Lucas Romano from Vortex. Then it is Steyrs, Colin Jr. that is, and Herbinho completing the top 10. Balthazar in 11, followed by Times, Van Griensven, Donkerwolke, and Sorvillo. Then Mathieu Molle in 16th, followed by Axel Abrams, Jan Mulders, Nicolas Pigneur, and in 20th, Peter Goossens. He was absent in the first 2 heats, I think, so put a good solid 49 points down in the last one, and that put him up immediately for P20 ahead of Bosga, Gigny, Close, Noel, Duval, and so on. Also a newcomer in the league, I think, is Erin Baba. And let's have another look at the timing board. Van Thiele still in first, Sorvillo and Hermans on the podium. Then it's GFP still, followed by Romano and Robroek. Van Thiele and Robroek on an outlap currently, so that means they will put down a fast time very soon. As long after he completes the outlap, 12 minutes left on the clock. And there he goes, Vince Peters, just as he crosses the finish line, puts down the fastest lap of the race with a 1 minute 34.8, 1/10 in front of Van Thiele. Vantile going for a fast lap right now. Let's see if he can improve his time and get past Vince Peters again. He does have someone ahead of him, which isn't going to make things easier if he's slower, but it looks like he might get an advantage from him with some slipstream. Now halfway through qualifying, 10 minutes on the clock. Now he loses some time. I think it is Servillo ahead of him. That means he does not complete his lap and will try to go for it maybe on the next lap. It was not Servillo then, probably. Maybe it was Jeremy van Grinsven, currently in P8. Let's see what he does. Does he manage to put a better time down than 135.6? No, he just does not. That's unfortunate. Let's get another look at Vince Peters, also on a fast lap, I think. I can't see the sector times, unfortunately, but I think I am able to show you guys. This one, it is this one. Vantile looks like he's on a very fast lap because he had an improvement of 4/10 in Sector 1 and in Sector 2 compared to Vantile. That's the best time in Sector 3 now. So this will be a very, very fast lap. That was his time, but unfortunately it wasn't good enough. Seven more minutes on the clock. GFP improves his time and moves up into P4. And there they are lining up to get a fast time. Now timing is important. Oh, and there is someone off the track right at the end of the lap. Almost 5 minutes left on the clock now, so the lap times are important now. Let's have a look at P10. Axel Abrams currently with a 135.7. It's less than a tenth ahead of Arnaud Noël. And only 0.04 of a second slower than Peter Goossens, so there's lots of potential here. Mathieu Collin improving his time to P9, 135.6. 5 more minutes to go, and then we'll go off for the first time with a 20-minute heat for the Pro Championship, followed by another 20-minute heat with a top 8 reverse grid. So that means the top 8 of Heat 1 finishers will start in a reversed order. Currently looking well for Vince Peters in pole position, and Van Thiele on the front row as well. Van Thiele could gain an advantage starting from second, because we saw in the AM Championship as well, most of the time turn 1 was an advantage for P2. Vince Peters following the number 32, that's Kenny Hermans. Kenny Hermans currently in 5th, managed to put down a 135.07. But he will try to do one better, because if he gains 100 of a second, he will move into P4 past GFP. Vince Peters now on the inside, let's see if he gains some slipstream. And he maybe could put a better time down, but we will have to wait and see what he does. 134.8, that's a better time. Small improvement. No, it is just not a better time, but it is almost there. Hermans going to pit lane. Luca Klose in 16th currently, put down a 136.1. I think he is on a fast lap right now, so he will have to do better than this if he wants to move into the top 10, into the first 5 rows on the starting grid. They're just going past the finish line, but I don't see any improved times. Yes, there they are. No, Robok 136, that's not good enough. Van Thiele 135.4, also not good enough. There he goes. Mathieu Collin improving his time once again into 7th position now with a 135.3. 1.5 minutes on the clock. 1 lap left, because there will be a hard stop at the 20-minute mark. Vince Peters will cross the finish line right now. Let's see if he does any better than a 134.825. It's not. Van Thiele. 20 seconds left. Van Thiele will cross the finish line right now, as well as Maxime Robroek. Van Thiele 135.1. Oh, Robroek 135.17 puts him up in 6th place. 3 seconds and no one will cross the finish line anymore. That means that we can go over to the grid, and it is still Peters and Van Thiele on row 1 in front of Sorvillo and GFP Gauthier Fagnapolis. Row 3, Kenny Hermans and Maxime Robroek, followed by Romano and Cola. Then it is Van Grinsven and Goossens, followed by Abrams, who just missed out on the top 10, and Arnaud Noël. Top 11 is all within a second, so that is promising for the race. Further down, we have Marceau Guigny and Luca Klose, and on the final row, Mathieu Molle and Stan Donker-Wolker. One minute left for the cars to join us on the grid, and then we'll go for the first time with a 20-minute heat race of the Pro. First time in this championship at Interlagos in Brazil. It's been quiet in chat, so let me know who you guys are voting for and what you think of the race. 30 more seconds. Only Peters, Van Thiele and Abrams that need to join the grid. And the lights go on. Let's have a look at the front row. Van Thiele and Peters. Who will start best? Green, green, green. Wheel spin from Peters. No wheel spin from Van Thiele. Peters does look to have the better start. He has a really good start. Van Thiele stays in second. And then we have GFP on the inside of Sorvillo. And takes the position immediately. Hermans staying in fifth in front of Robroek. And then we have Romano and Cola. Peters, Van Thiele, GFP, Sorvillo, that's top 4. Hermans also still in 5th. No change for Hermans either. But in the back something is changing. 2 wide, 3 wide. Peter Goossens moving into 9th, Van Grinsven into 10th. And then Noël gaining a position as well, moving into 11th place. Oh, side by side, what's happening? No contact, lots of space, fair racing. Axel Abrams stays ahead of the pack behind him. That's Klose and Guigny side by side. Klose going into 13th place. That's T12 putting us up for the final, for the start-finish straight. Vince Peters going to cross the finish line in first, just the way he started. Van Thiele in second, but maybe not for long because GFP is approaching him very, very fast. Also Van Thiele gaining on Peters. Peters hugging the inside of the pit wall. Staying inside, GFP moves into second. What a move! He's going for another position. Gains a spot, goes side by side with Peters, but did not complete the position swap. Sorvillo now in second, another swap. And look at Van Thiele, he's going to try and join Sorvillo on the inside line. GFP moves to the outside, extremely late braking, stays side by side with Sorvillo. Incredible racing. And let's see what they do. Yeah, GFP will definitely defend the inside, but there goes Van Thiele. He goes even more on the inside. Is he going to get the position? It seems like he does. Now Hermans will try to get something done on the inside there as well, but that depends on how fast Van Thiele can go, and that puts him back where he was. Van Thiele back in second as well, and now we are in the same spots just as we finished the first lap again. That's the top 8 we saw on screen, staying close to each other. The slipstream is super important on this track, especially with these cars. Let's have a look at another look at the front. Vince Peters, then GFP on the inside now. Van Thiele, is he going to make the move? GFP on the outside, I'm sorry. Van Thiele was on the inside, and he does make the move now. That puts him in second, but this is a weak part of the circuit where it's hard to defend. But they all hug the inside line as long as they can. GFP staying there for quite a bit longer, so Van Thiele goes to the outside. Oh, and that's the spin from GFP going off the track, and Van Thiele gets the position again. Now Servio and Hermans. Hermans on the outside, but Servio was just a bit quicker on the straight. Hermans' teammate Romano trying to get the better of Maxime Robroek. Let's have another look at Luca Kloos, gaining 2 positions from the start. Oh, here's going to be a move maybe for Mathieu Mol, but no, he has the outside, so that's not advantageous for him. Not now, but maybe later. We'll have to keep an eye on these guys. Let's have a look at Jeremy van Griensven in the middle between Goossens and Noël. He's going to have a good amount of slipstream, but so will Noël. And that could be a 3-wide battle into the first turn. There he goes, Jeremy van Griensven to the outside, maybe now in the middle. Peter Goossens, no, he does not. I mean Arnaud Noël, but he does get the position on Peter Goossens. Proper overtake into T1. Got enough space from Goossens. Respectful move. Peters pulling away from Van Thiele. 1.2, 1.3 seconds ahead, but Servio and Hermans and Robroek are staying close to Van Thiele, so he will have to go as fast as he can in order to get away from these guys and get closer to Vince Peters, because if he lets Vince Peters get away now, it could be an early win for Peters. Mathieu Molle had a crash. He seems to have had a spin. Let's have a quick look. Mathieu Molle in front in the number 24 car, ahead of the number 23. Simple spin, unfortunate. Sorry, it was a number 51 Stan Donkerwalker that made the pass, and also Axel Abrams in meanwhile. Moving Mathieu Molle to the back of the pack. I have to keep an eye on Servio and Hermans as well. GFP made the pass on Goossens, putting him back in the top 10. He'll have to make up as much position as he can in the next 13 minutes. Robroek facing Hermans, who's currently in P4 after GFP made the spin. That was a free position gained. Peters still 1.2 ahead of Van Thiele. In the last lap, nothing really changed much. Vantila put down the fastest lap, 1:35.26, 600ths of a second faster than Vince Peters. There goes GFP chasing Arnaud Noël now. GFP, or is he going to go? Is he going to go to the outside? Maybe he goes there. Depends on which line Arnaud Noël will take, because the inside could be better, but if he's fast enough and late enough on the brakes, this could be a move for P8. P9, I mean, sorry. Yeah, and he does. Arnaud Noël on the inside, a little bit of wheel lock. And that was enough for GFP to take back the position. Back to the front, Sorvillo in third. Ahead of Hermans and Robroek. Hermans made the pass on Robroek. Unfortunately, it didn't come in to the timing, so I cannot really show you how he got the pass. But oh, no, I'm sorry, he was already in front. I was mistaken. Robert does manage to stay close to Romano as well. Colin Jr. that is. He is not the same Colin as we saw in the AM League. That's why I'm saying Colin Jr. He's in 7th currently after starting P8. Ahead of Jeremy van Griensven. Robroek possibly setting himself up for a move to Kenny Hermans. I think he gave up just a little, doesn't want to make the move just yet. We are almost at the halfway mark of the race, so there's plenty of time. And GFP going into P8, passing Jeremy van Griensven. What will happen here? GFP and van Griensven. GFP staying ahead. Arnaud Noël and Rosses also staying really close to the pack. Super important now. We cannot let him go. Donkerwalken in the green F4 following the orange F4 from Guigny. Oh, to the inside, but late on the brakes. Some wheel lock. And that was a very sketchy overtake. Well spotted by Guigny. If he just turned in, that could have ended both of their races. So I think Donkerwolke owes Guigny a beer at least. Mathieu Collin setting himself up for a pass, going to the outside, back to the inside, back to the outside. Trying to take the optimal line, just wanted to upset Lucas Romano. Sketchy corner this one, the Senna S, that's where we saw some of the AMs lose control of the car. Big incident in Heat 1, as you could see earlier on the broadcast. Ahead of Hermans. That's an overtake we must go and rewatch because I think we missed it. Robroek ahead of Hermans and behind Sorvillo. Let's have a quick look at a battle that happened earlier. Kenny Hermans getting past Servillo in the braking zone, but I think Servillo gets it back here. Yep, he does. Robrook getting really close to Hermans. He's going to try and optimize this to make a move later on. That's what I think we will be able to see in just an instant. Hermans side by side with Servillo. Maxim Robrook trying to join him as well. Some bum drafting into the rear of Kenny Hermans. And he makes the pass on Hermans. That's how he did it. Amazing. That was enough to put Robrook in fourth. And he is able to keep it there just for now because Hermans is so close, as is Servillo, as is Romano. It's going to be a four-way battle, maybe a five-way battle when Colin is able to jump in. 2 by 2 as they go. Hermans in third, getting past Servillo and Robrook. Now, can he keep it? He does have the inside. Amazing racing. Still side by side. Hermans and Servillo, followed by Robrook and Romano, who are also swapping places. I knew something like this was going to happen. This battle is one for the books. Servillo back ahead of Romano. Servillo back ahead of Hermans and Romano, who is ahead of Robrook. Colin now is going to join them because it is a 5-car train all the way to the braking zone. Servillo and Hermans look to be having a little bit more speed than the others. Hermans going... he's going to the pit lane! No, that's horrible. He must have had too many incident points and will have to take a penalty. That's so unfortunate. Servillo so still in third, then Romano now gaining 3 positions from the start, then Robrook and then Colin. GFP again in P7, 3 more places and he will be in P4 where he started the race tonight. Hermans going out of pit lane. I don't think he stopped. That must have been a drive-through penalty. Here go the winners. Vince Peters and Jentel Ventile. Wheels just on the grass on the outside, trying to maximize the track width. Peters ahead of Ventile, but Ventile is staying close. And this battle is one that will continue for at least 5 more minutes because that's when the race will finish. 4 laps to go. That's the start-finish line. The gap was too big for Ventile to close it. Maybe not this time for Robrook and Romano. Trying to switch places. Yeah, that's Robrook moving into the top 3. Getting past Romano. Colin still staying close. He's going to set himself up for a move later on. As soon as someone makes a mistake, it's over for them. And the position will be for Colin. Let's have a look here again. Less than a tenth was the gap. That means they're practically touching. But Peters, last year's champion, manages to stay ahead. Has the same racing number as Max Verstappen, the number 1. And that was well deserved. He also defended our national Belgian honor at the Motorsport Games. Hermans dropping 5 positions, 7 positions because he was driving in third for just a second. Now in P10, very unfortunate for him. Let's see if he can make some positions up, but I don't think it will be easy because there's a 1.5 second gap. and just 2.5 minutes left on the clock. Jeremy Van Grinsven just had a little off track, so that might give Kenny Hermans an advantage later on. Oh, Van Thiele! Van Thiele getting past Vince Peters. We have to look back at it immediately because there's not much time left. There they go, side by side. Van Thiele on the outside. Peters defending on the inside. Van Thiele late on the brakes. Is he going to stay side by side? Yes, he will. And he goes ahead. That's how we did it, ladies and gentlemen. One and a half minute left on the clock. Just one more lap after this one, and that's all they get for the first race of tonight. Currently, Peter Gross in 8th. Oh, and just as I said it, he gets passed by Jeremy Van Grinsven, and that will put him on pole position for the start of the next race. Robroek in 3rd, 7/10 ahead of Romano now. Romano still under the attack of Mathieu Collin. 2/10 is the difference, and that is a difference you can go close on just one lap on this track. Now let's have a look at the leader. Van Thiele, Peters going to the outside. Can he make the same move as Van Thiele did? Oh, a little bit of contact, maybe not. It just looked like it did. Van Thiele staying ahead now, but Peters has a good line. Let's see what he does with the exit speed. In the background, Peter Gos went back in P8 for just a second, but Van Grinsven is the faster one through T1. Now, Peters to the outside. Oh, that's that was a close one. It's not over yet for Peters. Waving around the track, trying to force Van Thiele into a mistake. Will it be enough? Because there's only a few corners left, and then it is finito with the first race. Hermans moving back in P9 now, and he has a look at Van Grinsven too, so he might be able to get into P8 and to start in pole position, which would be absolutely massive for him going to Heat 2. Oh, Peters to the inside, late dive. Van Thiele anticipates, leaves the room so they don't crash out, but stays ahead. And that turn was super important as well, because that was the final real turn, and it looks like Van Thiele will be the one taking the win home, unless it will be Peters on the line. No, it is Peters missing out on 300ths of a second. Then Robroek and Romano. Next up is Collin. GFP driving back to P6. Arnaud Noël and Jeremy Van Grinsven. Kenny Hermans just missing out. And then it's Goossens, Close, Gigny, Servillo, Gigny, Donkerwolke, Mathieu Molle in 15th, and there he goes. And that's Axel Abrams coming in 16th place. And these are the results of race 1 of the BSRF Belgian F4 Championship, sponsored by Auriga Racing. Van Thiele, Peters, Robroek is the podium. Well-deserved bronze for Robroek after coming back from, I think it was P6 or P7. Romano in 4th, followed by Collin, Fagnon Police, Noël, Van Grinsven will start in pole position next to Noël in the second heat. Hermans just missing out on those reverse top 8 and will start next to Goossens. Close, Servillo, Gigny, Donkerwolke, Molle and Abrams. You know the drill, there will be a short 3-minute break, and then we will move on to the final heat of tonight. See you in just a bit. Welcome back to the broadcast of the BSRF F4 Belgian Championship, sponsored by Auriga Racing. The warm-up is currently finishing, and that means that we can go over to the grid of the last race of tonight, the second heat of the Pro Championship. And as you know, the top 8 will start in a reverse grid, and that puts Jeremy van Griensven and Arnaud Noël on row 1, followed by GFP and Cola. Next up is Romano and Robroek, followed by Peters and race winner Van Thiele. Following is Hermans and Goossens, close Servillo, Gigny, Donkerwolke, Molle and Abrams. Drivers do have some time left. Still Peters, Van Thiele and Kloos to join. Only Peters now, so that means we will get going as the lights are showing up. Engines are revving for the last time of tonight at Interlagos. It is green, green, green. Wheel spin at the front row. Good start from Van Grinsven. Also good start from GFP. Colin Ford going to the inside, trying to go defensive for the others that will be approaching. But it is... oh, Peters moving up 2 positions already. Getting side by side with Romano. Peters in 6th side by side, then followed by Robroek and Van Thiele. Top 4 as well side by side. GFP already in 1st position ahead of Van Grinsven and Noel. Now Noel going on the outside of Van Grinsven. Peters in 5th. Romano in 6th. Colin going to 3rd. Strong start from most of the drivers. I think I heard a little bit of contact. I see that there's been a crash probably with Guinea, Donkerwolke, Abrams. Not sure, we'll have to look later. But they did drop back quite a bit. Kloos in 9th. Kenny Hermans in 8th. Robert now in 9th as he goes side by side with Kloos. Going to the inside. Robert must have had a little incident at the start because he dropped back from 6th to 9th. And that's lap 1 of the race. GFP, Van Grinsven and Colin. And then it is Peters in 4th. Followed by Van Thiele. Noel dropping back 2 places on the straight there. Romano didn't quite make it. He's now behind Noel. Will he try to make the move already or will he be patient? I don't think he should be too patient if he wants to join Van Thiele and Peters. GFP with a good gap of 1 second already, halfway through lap 2 of the race. Colin staying close to Van Grinsven. He's going to try to set himself up for a move. He is fast, but he has to make the pass as well. Because if he doesn't, Peters will definitely find an opportunity. I think at the end of the straight, Colin will make his way past Van Grinsven. And if he doesn't, it will be Peters, because Peters is fast. And he's moving up already to the side of Colin, but he's not quite there yet. He will get some side draft too. And there they go. 3 wide. Are they going to go 4 wide? I think that's a bit much. Hey, they are going almost 4 wide. And it is Colin into 2nd, Peters into 3rd. Oh, will Van Thiele also take profit from the situation? He hasn't made it happen just yet, but it could happen in the next corner. Servillo going offensive on Romano. Or is it Hermans? I think it is Hermans. Servillo in between the Vortex teammates. That can be a tricky place to be, but Romano made a small mistake. Oh, contact! Contact between Hermans and Servillo, or was it Robroek? Noel and Van Grinsven battling on the track as well. Noel getting past Van Grinsven, took the opportunity when he saw it. Peters already in 3rd now. gaining 4 positions, but so does Van Tiele. And now another move will happen. Is he going to make the pass on Collin? I think he will, because Collin is on the outside. It does look like Collin is making the other guys battle it out, and he will take whatever he gets. Van Tiele behind Peters. The two make it past Collin. Could be a smart move, because these guys are going to be battling and anything can happen during a battle. There he goes, Van Tiele on the inside. Yes, it is enough. I was gonna say I don't think it's enough, but it's not over yet. Which line is Peters going to choose? Is he going to move late in the braking zone? No, he stays behind Van Tiele. He sees Collin as well in his rearview mirror. He knows Collin is fast, and he doesn't want him to be a threat. GFP almost 2 seconds ahead. He sees the guys behind him battling, and I think he likes it. Van Grinsven en Robroek. This could be a move for Robroek. Getting past Van Grinsven, he has to, because Heremans is right behind him. Heremans gives him a little push. That could be dangerous. I don't want to see any more accidents. But there they go. Getting both past Van Grinsven. Nose to tail, Robroek and Heremans. Robroek is 7th, Heremans in 8th. What will happen here? Late on the brakes. Heremans was earlier trying to optimize the line, but he does go off track just as Van Grinsven does here. He was following Heremans. Now comes Romano, Vortex teammate of Heremans. Is he going to go make the move on Van Grinsven? On the inside, seems to be easily done. Sorvillo now. Sorvillo passing Noel. 5th position now after starting from 12th. And that's the end of lap 5, or lap 4. 5 it was, I'm sorry. Peters in 3rd, 3/10 behind Van Tiele. That's not enough, he has to get closer. Who is getting closer is Luca Kloos. He lives by his name, and that's how he made the pass for P11. Or I mean, he gets to keep his position P11 after it was under attack from Grosses. Doel and Sorvillo battling for P5. There's another four-way battle. Heremans and Robroek. Heremans gaining the position on Robroek. Good move there. I think Maxime Robroek was a bit upset. And now we'll have to watch out, because now he is the sandwich in between the Vortex ones. I did meant to say the hot dog in between the Vortex sandwich, but yeah, you guys know what I mean, right? Goossens approaching closer still. Is he going to make another move? Is he going to make it stick this time? Let's see what happens. Side by side. Over the start-finish line. Closest on the outside. Can he go late in the brakes? No, he goes earlier. Maybe tries to go for a better line on the exit and tries to overtake him in the next braking zone. That's a move that we've seen in any race we did tonight. It's a good move if you can make it stick. He does have the overspeed, goes to the inside, but still in the middle of the track, so that's advantageous for him. Now he has to go late on the brakes. Yes, late on the brakes. You have to go early on the gas. Good line from Close, good defense. Close knows he's going to keep on trying, so that will keep him busy for a while and could be advantageous for Gosses. Back to Van Tielen and Peters. They are closing the gap to GFP. Maybe they're working together, maybe not, but GFP lost 9 tenths, closing the gap to 1.1 seconds. Again over the start finish straight. They go. You can see the gap closing on the left of your screen. 1/10 of a second now. Can he go for late braking? No, he stays behind. Hermans in the pit lane again. Must have hit the 10 incident point limit, which is unfortunate because that means a drive-through for the second time of his race tonight. Went into the pits for 18 seconds and that puts him back into P14. GFP 6 tenths ahead, now 7 tenths. So Van Tielen and Peters are really going extremely hard. Maybe GFP went a bit hard on the tires in the beginning of the race and will have to go defensive for the next 8 minutes. Pretty sure he's sweating his ass off right now, and so is Van Tielen, because he has to drive qualifying lap times while keeping away from Vince Peters, which are two of the most impossible things to do at once, but he'll just have to do it, and it looks like he's doing it because now 6 tenths is the gap between him and GFP. Last lap they gained 5 tenths. Half a second. Let's see what they do this lap. As they cross the finish line, GFP will come in with a 1 minute 35.6 and the Van Tielen 1 minute 35.1. So that's another half a second gained. 3 tenths, 4 tenths is the gap now. And that means that we will have a battle at the end of this lap for the race lead. Let's have just another quick look at Van Grinsven and Goossens. Oh, there they are. I mean Van Grinsven and Romano. Sorry about that. Were led by Maxime Rovouk in P7. Going into the final sector of the lap. This is crucial. This could be meaning that Van Tielen is taking over the lead from GFP, but not just yet. Early on the gas, and now it's all about the slipstream. Peters also staying close, 3.5 tenths behind Van Tielen. 2 tenths is the gap now between GFP and Van Tielen. That could be enough for GFP, but he will have to go defensive to keep off Van Tielen. Side by side. Van Tielen in front. Now GFP has to go super late on the brakes. He does some lockup. That's going to to increase the tire and its temperatures too much, and that's not going to be easy to drive with, and that means that Van Thiel is definitely going for the attack right now, but so is Peters. Peters pushing GFP. GFP does stay ahead. Oh, that's some oversteer. Nice correction. I think that's a save. We have to rewatch later, but not now because the battle is fully going on. GFP outside, Van Thiel and then Peters, all within 0.3 of a second. Some more oversteer there. The car is getting super hard to drive now. Some more oversteer. GFP's tires must be overheating right now. I think he will have to give in maybe to Van Thiel and try to keep off Peters. No, he's going to the outside of Van Thiel. Just trying to go for any move he can. Now it's important to stay close. GFP less than 0.2. That's a good sign. That means he could just have enough speed to get past even before the braking zone finishes. There they come. Van Thiel and GFP side by side. GFP back in front, but on the outside. Now Peters, is he going to go on the inside? No, he is not. Van Thiel stays on the inside and has the better line. Now it's important to get that exit speed up as soon as you can and set you up for a move in the next corner. GFP going for the outside now this time. Important to watch the tires, no oversteer whatsoever. Trying to push Van Thiel to the middle. Side by side again, almost wheels interlocking. Does manage to stay side by side, which is good because this is the corner you need to be on the inside if you want to gain a position. And he does, but not quite yet. The Peters on the inside of Van Thiel. Is he going to do anything about Van Thiel's position? Trying to take away that P2, but not just yet. 3 minutes left. Peter Gosses with a meatball flag. He will have to go to pit lane before the end of the race to avoid a penalty, I think. Two and a half minutes left. GFP, Van Thiel, Peters. That's our podium. Followed by Servillo and Collin. And then a small gap to Noel. Chased by Robroek and Romano. And also Van Grinsven. Again, on the start-finish straight. Top three. Van Thiel in the middle. GFP on the inside. Peters on the outside. GFP moving back into third. Peters for the first time this race into P2 behind Van Thiel. 2 minutes left. This is going to be a race until the finish line. Peters a bit wide on the exit. That gives GFP an opportunity. What is Servillo going to do? Servillo is also going to join the battle now in P4, but P1 is less than 0.3 away. GFP with some more lockup. This race is getting more and more tense. I want to look at the other cars too, but this is just way too exciting. Romano going for a position switch on Arnaud Noel, but not just yet. Noel trying to take it back as soon as he can. Romano on the outside gives back the position to Noel. No opportunity to defend it there whatsoever. And there they go, on the start-finish straight. For the final time before the end of the race. White flag. White flag was being waved by the marshal. Wow, a lockup from Peters. Oh, he's going on the grass. That's not good. He loses the exit speed, pushes Collin off the track, and now I think it was Servillo, and now Collin can make the pass as well. And that puts Peters in P5. Ventile ahead of GFP still. Servillo on the inside, but Colin, he's been driving all night just to get this move into top 3. And I think he will... Oh, Peters! Too aggressive in the middle. Contact with Servillo. Peters pushing Servillo off track. I don't think he was supposed to go there. Hermans making the pass on close as well in the background. Colin in third, Peters in fourth. And then a 4-second gap to Robroek. Let's have another look at the front of the pack. Ventile. Oh, going a bit too wide. And there they go. For the last time. To the start-finish line. Ventile taking the win. Another win. Followed by GFP. Strong race. And then Colin Peters. Peters missing out by 107,000th of a second. Robroek, Romano, Noel. And then Servillo going to pit lane, unfortunately. Hermans. Close. Molle. Grigny coming in 13th place. Abrams in 14th. Goossens in 15th. Then Donkerwolke was unfortunately out of the race. I do think we will see some black flags. I see 2 flags, one behind Peters, one behind Servillo. Servillo, unfortunately, because he couldn't complete his penalty, and that will mean he gets some places to drop. Same goes for Peters. I think he had 10 incident points infringement. So we will have to wait and see as soon as the results are coming in. Let's have a look. There it is. Ventile taking the win in Heat 2. Incredible, incredible performance. Absolutely strong race coming from P8. Driving again for another win. Peters, unfortunately, came in second in the first race, but now he is dropped back all the way to 14th. That's a terrible, terrible disaster for him. GFP in second then, and Colin on the podium in third after a very, very consistent race. Robroek just missing out on the podium by a couple seconds, followed by Romano, Noel, Van Grinsven, and Hermans in P8. Close in 9th, and then to finish off the top 10, we have Mathieu Mol. Gigny in 11th, followed by Abrams and Goossens, who are promoted all 2 positions due to the drop of Peters and Servillo. Donkerwolke staying in 16th after not being able to finish the race. And that's it for tonight's race. Incredible, incredible battles we saw. Absolutely a pleasure to watch. Let me just get rid of the standings and maybe show you guys some onboards in the meanwhile, as we wait on some drivers joining us for the interview. And as I say that, I see Jentel Ventile coming into the broadcast room. Jentel, what a race! What a night! It was perfect.
Yeah. Honestly, I thought first that Spa was my most stressful race ever. Now it's this one.
And I can see why, because you must be sweating like a pig.
Yeah, it was such a nice. Both of the races were so nice. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
don't even know what to say.
Which
I was
race?
already happy that I was in second place with quali because, again, it was quite of a slipstream track. So if you don't really get a good slipstream, it's quite difficult. But I managed to get a lap together. So
Absolutely. I mean, qualification was good, but the races were much much better. It was amazing to watch so many battles on the track, especially in race two. I think race two must have been the most intense moment of the whole championship.
Yeah, for sure. But race one was also pretty difficult because me and Vince we were so close together in pace that it was really a gamble when you overtake. In race two, I had to look that I could overtake him quite quickly and close the gap to P1. But when I took P1, it was just a bit of hoping that they would crash together or lose time. And with Vince trying to move in T1 at the last lap, it was a bit of a gift to me, but
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
GG to him. It was so nice racing.
Anything could have happened because the 12th turn it's so important to nail it because it sets you up for something that could gain you two or three positions in just one move.
Yeah, for sure. Especially when it's like really a bunch. Like I think in the last lap we were with like 3 or 4 or 5 cars maybe in slipstream. So then it's really important to not make a single mistake because you just lose like 3, 4 position in one corner.
Absolutely. Perfect points to take home tonight. Two gold medals. That's a good thing for the championship. How
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
did you expect this, or is it a complete surprise?
I expected that I would finish in like top 5, seen the races before this, but to get both wins, especially in the race two, coming from PA to never truly know what's gonna happen. But it played out quite quite good with just one car that was up the front, and me and Vince could close the gap together. So that was really
Absolutely,
nice.
absolutely. I think it's going to be hard for the other drivers to recover from this, as well as in the points as mentally because it was intense as well for me.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Vince, but I think he got a black flag in the last lap. So
Yeah, I think
that's
he
quite a
lost
shame,
like nine
actually.
positions, which is
Yeah.
yeah, it's a shame. It's not good for the points, you know. But at least there's a drop round.
Yeah, exactly. And then just focus on the next race because there's still like 3 rounds to go, I think. So
Yes,
anything can really happen. It's so
anything.
you can easily crash out both races in this championship
Absolutely.
if you're really unlucky.
Some people did it, and it's never fun. But let's keep the hopes up, and I wish you a lot of luck with preparations for the next round at Fuji.
Thank you. See you next
Peace.
time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Next up, we have the real and only GFP Gauthier Fagnon Polis. GFP, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for receiving me. First of all, I'm deeply sorry because I'm a bit sick, so it won't be perfect for the voice,
Uh,
but we'll do
it
our
doesn't
best.
matter for me because I am too, and I lost my voice sometimes in the broadcast, which is
Okay.
probably easy, which is probably funny to hear because I sound like a teenage boy. Anyways, congratulations on the points. Second place in Heat 2, and I think P6 in Heat 1.
Yes, very happy for the second place. Very nice battle until the end. And yeah, P6. It was a bit of unfortunate with the little mistake I made. I think I went a bit too fast and I didn't brake enough. I didn't manage my brake correctly and I accelerated too fast.
Yeah,
So it was a really fast spin, but costs a lot. But I
yeah,
tried
it did cost you a
to.
lot indeed, but fortunately you recovered well in the second heat.
Yeah, I was very lucky to come back from I think I was P12 after the spin, and I came back P6 with the drive through and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it helped a lot, but yeah, very happy for the points.
How did the tires feel? Because I felt like you were struggling a bit in the second part of Heat 2. I saw you go steer the other way, steering left when you had to go right and stuff, you know?
Yeah. It wasn't easy, but it was easier than the practice sessions. Because the practice sessions had the track temp at like 40 plus degrees. Here it was at like 32, 37, 38. So it was it was better, but not the best. And yeah, we had to be careful with the throttle and the brake. But yeah, at least if you luck, you can recover a bit. But the next corner, it cost a bit of time. So yeah, not easy, but at least I made to the finish line.
Absolutely. What feels best in your opinion? Starting in pole position, driving away, and finishing the race solo, or finishing behind Van Thiele after such a battle?
Well, the the thing is that when you're alone on the track, you're a bit bored, so you don't have any challenge, anything to surpass, to challenge with anybody. But the nice battle with Vince and Yeatle was very nice, very clean, very respectful. So yeah, props to them, and yeah, unfortunate for Vince to who like at the last lap in turn one, but yeah, that's racing, I guess.
Yeah, that's racing absolutely. If you don't take risks, there's not much to win sometimes. So
Yes,
it's a
of
risk you need
course.
to take as a racer, and I was happy to witness all those risks that everyone took tonight because it was worth watching it. How are you looking forward
Thank
to
you very much.
Fuji?
Ah, Fuji. I never did in the F4, so it will be the first for me. So I quite like the track, not the final sector, of course, like many, but yeah, a very fun track, very much on the slipstream. So like Spides could be interesting in fights.
Absolutely. Slipstream will be quite important, I think, as well, just like tonight. So I think there will be lots of position switches, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I wish you a lot of luck with the preps, and I hope to speak to you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the team, the Screwdriver LP, all the sponsors, P1 Sim, and so on, and all the supports on my stream and on your broadcast. Thank you very much.
Cheers. With pleasure. See you next time. And then finally, we have Mathieu Cona, who is here to join us on the broadcast. Welcome, Cona. Not sure if Mathieu can hear me. The microphone is still muted. So
Hey, good evening, Jean.
there
Sorry,
he is. No worries, no worries. How are you doing, Mathieu?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
What did you think of tonight's Heat 1 and Heat 2? Tell me.
Very fun races. For me, I don't think I had to do a lot of overtakes. I think just at the end there was a big battle between me, yeah, Vince, and then as well Sergio, which I could profit a little bit from. But for the
Yeah.
rest, I think I was just missing a little bit of pace today. I was just trying to follow the pack because
Yeah,
without the slipstream, I was
I,
really
I don't
struggling
I
to
don't
keep
think
up.
you can say you're a missing pace if you finish in the on the podium and manage to keep up with the leaders. So congratulations, anyways, on the results. P3 is probably the best you could take in Heat 2 because the guys up front they it's incredible. The battles were so tough. Indeed, in the beginning it looked like you were giving space so you can let them pass and just try to get in the same flow they were driving in.
Yeah, indeed, I just let Vince and Yentel pass because I know like, these two guys are just another class. Uh, no, allez, I don't want also to get involved in their championship, so I just wanted to let them pass and try to follow them and just try to not get Servio too close. But yeah, he managed to also pick up the train. So yeah.
Absolutely, you don't have to. You don't have to talk like that because you have 108 points. So this result will put you up, I think, in the top 8 at least, maybe top 5 even. Who knows? I don't think Ferrazzano was present today, so that's also a good thing for your points because I think that can put you ahead of him,
Yeah.
which is very good in the championship. What did you like more, Heat 1 or Heat 2?
Yeah, for me, hit one, of course, with the P3. However, yeah, hit one. I mean, hit two,
Heat 2,
hit two
yeah.
was better. Yeah, But yeah, hit one was also great. I think I started P8 and then just gradually worked myself up.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like it was a fun race to drive. So many overtaking possibilities, but they're so hard to complete on the track. You have the braking zone in T1, which is quite exciting with the braking. I don't know if you made any big mistakes or you just stayed consistent the whole race.
In the race one, I didn't do any mistakes, and I had the feeling that at the end of the race, my tires were still quite fine. And on temperature, I didn't overheat them. That wasn't the case in the second race. I had the feeling that I was sliding near the second half of the race. It's something that I try to focus on now.
Yeah, but you were
And
not the
I
only
really
one.
noticed. Yeah, indeed.
I saw lots of people sliding around. Some people did manage to save it, but not always, and it looked quite sketchy. Luckily, no rain was on the forecast because that could have changed lots of things, of course. Fuji is next up. What do you think about it?
Fuji, it will be a first time for me on iRacing. Raced it on other on other games, but not on iRacing. It's the same as Interlagos. It was also a first time for me, so I need to buy the track still. So
Well,
another 15 euros.
it paid off immediately, don't you think?
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, it's going to be a track where I think slipstream and high speed is quite important. So it should be similar to Interlagos, and I think the broadcast is very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, agreed. Indeed, it will be also the same, a little bit the same as Spa in race one.
Absolutely. Perfect. Then there's not much for me left to do. As to wish you good luck with the preps for Fuji. Hope to see you there on the track, and then yep. Hope to talk to you soon.
For sure. Bye bye. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks. And that's it for tonight's championship races. 2 heats in the AM championship, 2 heats in the Pro Championship. Double win for Van Thiele, which is going to put him right at the top and let him stay there because he is way ahead, I think. We'll have to wait for the official standings, of course. There can be some incident reports coming in, and that's for race control to judge. I thank you a lot for watching the broadcast, for your participation in chat, and I hope to see you guys all soon on Fuji. Bye bye.